Good evening, Treasure Stroller here from the mask-wearing militant state of Michigan. So today's vlog is on the Spring League. And I gotta tell you, I'm a little bit at a loss because the vlog's, to me, not gonna make a lot of sense because the league doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So just, if some of you aren't aware of it, which I wasn't, the league's been around for about 4 years. It's a pay-to-play league for some. It's held in the spring. It's a 2-month-long football season, basically. Apparently they practice for a month, have games for the next month, and that's it. They primarily want former NFL players in the league. They call it a developmental league, and they want former practice team players or players that have I guess been backup third string quarterbacks and whatever, and didn't find a whole lot of success. Well, that's the guys they want in their league, which to me doesn't make a lot of sense. But like I said, this whole thing doesn't make a lot of sense. So I think they should use more college players that aren't going to be drafted, but that, there's just all the logistics of this. For instance, to have college players playing, it would mean the draft is the end of April, first part of May, which would mean this league would have to start sometime in maybe mid-May at the earliest. So then it gets done in mid-July, which is already into the NFL training camps. So logistically, it doesn't make a lot of sense. If they start the league early in the spring to finish by draft time or just after the draft, some of the college players can't play in it because they're still in school. They don't know if they're going to be drafted. And even some of them will say, well, why do I want to take a chance at injury when I can sign a free agent contract to come into a camp? So it's a very, timing wise, it's really only suited for past NFL players. And like I said, I'm just not certain about why a 6th round quarterback that was drafted and was cut from the first team that he went to, and maybe was a practice squad player for 2 years. I don't understand the value of that. But let's forget about that kind of stuff, and let's just come up with a couple ways that this league could be better. The first thing is, although it's a football developmental camp for all leagues, Canadian League, if there's still an Arena League, the NFL is primarily for the NFL. There's only 6 teams, and I think the NFL should chip in some money, like $600,000. I mean, that's nothing to this league, and $100,000 to each team for training table. Better food for these guys, maybe some better equipment, or more equipment for tape and all that kind of stuff. If you want to see these players at their best, you want to evaluate them when they're at their best, make sure they're eating well. There's been some podcasts out there and some YouTube vlogs where some of the players have complained about, they had to pay for their own parking. They get to the place and they've got to pay parking, for Christ's sakes. So to cover some of these incidentals, let the dudes eat. I think the NFL should chip in. I also think that some of the assistant coaches at the NFL level, or even the Canadian League, I know Canadian starts earlier than we do, but so the NFL, I'm talking about head coaches or like the defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, but the tight ends coach, the O-line assistant coach, special teams coach, whatever. If this season is played early enough, I would like to see some of these guys get in the league for 2 months and help coach. I mean, they've always talked about the lack of experience these coaches have, and especially when promotions are coming up, it would be nice to see maybe an opportunity for some of these lesser known coaches to get an opportunity to be a coordinator for a month, head coach for a month. So I think the NFL should encourage some of its assistant coaches to help out with the league. And the last thing is, I know at the beginning, I'm not even sure where this league is played. This last year I believe it started in Atlanta. But because of COVID, they moved it to the Alamo Dome in the fall, and they just had their championship game about a week ago. But if I was a YouTube vlogger and the spring league was in my area, I would make I would be the media for that league. I would be there interviewing players, interviewing coaches, live streams. I know they signed the spring league signed some sort of deal with Fox, but obviously no one saw any of the games. It could have been COVID related. I think Fox as well should have put out some type of like Hard Knocks or Last Chance U type show out for the league. But if I was just a YouTube vlogger and this was in my area, I mean, these guys the players are always looking to get exposure. You could do a 2-month-long podcast. You could do live streams. You could do vlogs. They all practice in basically the same area. They play 2 or 3 games, on the same days. I mean, it would be a great opportunity to vlog. It would be a great opportunity to gain some type of experience if you wanted to get into sports broadcasting. So I think it offers a lot of opportunity basically from the sidelines and not so much on the playing field. So that's about it. I apologize. It's such a up in the air type thing, and I mean, logistically, I think the league has made it difficult on itself because you're getting players that had NFL experience but have really not made teams, and you're sort of cutting out college players who maybe just need a little bit of work before a training camp. But the league is what it is. I think it's a great opportunity for the NFL to step in, make things a little bit more comfortable for these players. And if I was someone that wanted to start doing YouTube vlogs, I would, and I lived in that area where the spring league is going to be, I would be all over that stuff. So this is Treasure Troller saying aloha and good day.